Namassarvebhyah sarvesham hardam swagatam. We'll start the class by chanting the Prarthana Shlokas. Krishno Rakshadumam Chara Chara Guruhu Krishnan Namasyamyakam Krishnena Marashatravo Vinihataha Krishnaya Tasmai Namaha Krishna Deva Samuthidan Jagadidam Krishnasya Dasosmyaham Krishne Bhaktirajanjalasto Bhagavan He Krishna Tubhyan Namaha Prapanna Parijataya Totra Vetraika Panaye Jnana Mudraya Krishnaya Gitamrtatuhe Namaha Vasudeva Sutan Devam Kamsa Chanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishna Vande Jagat Gurum. Sarvesham Punaswagatam.
Recite, Bhagini.
Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. अथ पंचदशोऽध्यायः पुरुषोत्तमयोगः। श्रीभगवानुवाच ऊर्ध्वमूलमधः शाखम् अश्वत्थं प्राहुरव्ययम् छन्दांसि यस्य पर्णानि यस्तौ वेद स वेदवित् अधश्चोर्ध्वं प्रसुता तस्य शाखाः गुणप्रवृद्धा विषयप्रवालाः अधश्च मूलान्यनुसन्ततानि कर्मानुबन्धीनि मनुष्यलोके न रूपमस्य मेह तथोपलभ्यते नान्तो न चादिर्न च सम्प्रतिष्ठा अश्वत्थमेनं सुविरूढमूलम् असङ्गशस्त्रेण दृढेन चित्वा ततः पदं तत्पति तत्परिमार्गितव्यम् यस्मिन् गता न निवर्तन्ति भूयः तमेव चाद्यं पुरुषं प्रपद्ये यतः प्रवृत्तिः प्रसृता पुराणी निर्माणमोहाजितसङ्गदोषाः अध्यात्मनित्या विनिवृत्तकामाः द्वन्द्वैर्विमुक्ताः सुखदुःखसंज्ञैः गच्छन्त्यमूढाः पदमव्ययं तत् न तद्भासयते सूर्यः न शशाङ्को न पावकः यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम ममैवांशो जीवलोके जीवभूतः सनातनः मनः षष्ठानीन्द्रियाणि प्रकृतिस्थानि कर्षति शरीरै यदवाप्नोति यच्चाप्युत्क्रामतीश्वरः गृहीत्वैतानि संयाति वायुर्गन्धानि वाशयात् श्रोत्रं चक्षुस्पर्शनं च रसनं घ्राणमेव च अधिष्ठाय मनश्चायं विषयानुपसेवते उत्क्रामन्तं स्थितौ वापि भुञ्जानौ वा गुणान्वितं विमूढानानुपश्यन्ति पश्यन्ति ज्ञानचक्षुषः यतन्तो योगिनश्चैनं पश्यन्त्यात्मन्यवस्थितं यतन्तोऽप्यकृतात्मानः नैनं पश्यन्त्यचेतसः यदादित्यगतं तेजः जगद्भासतेऽखिलम् यच्चन्द्रामसि यच्चाग्नौ तत्तेजो विद्धि मामकम् गामाविश्य च भूतानि धारयाम्यहमोजसा पुष्णामि चौषधीः सर्वाः सोमो भूत्वा रसात्मकः अहौ वैश्वानरो भूत्वा प्राणिनां देहमाश्रितः प्राणापानसमायुक्तः पचाम्यन्नं चतुर्विधं सर्वस्य चाहं हृदि सन्निविष्टः मत्तः स्मृतिर्ज्ञानमपोहनं च वेदैश्च सर्वैरहमेव वेद्यः वेदान्तकृद्वेदविदेव चाहम् द्वाविमौ पुरुषौ लोके क्षरः साक्षर एव च क्षरः सर्वाणि भूतानि कूटस्थोऽक्षर उच्यते उत्तमः पुरुषस्त्वन्यः परमात्मेत्युदाहृतः यो लोकत्रयमाविश्य बिभर्त्यव्यय ईश्वरः यस्माक्षरमतीतोऽहम् अक्षरादपि चोत्तमः अतोऽस्मि लोके वेदे च प्रतिथः पुरुषोत्तमः यो मामेव समसम्मूढः जानाति पुरुषोत्तमम् यः सर्वविद् भजति माम् सर्वभावेन भारत इति गुह्यतमं शास्त्रम् इदमुक्तं मया नघ एतद्बुद्ध्वा बुद्धिमान् स्यात् कृतकृत्यश्च भारत। ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुन संवादे पुरुषोत्तमयोगो नाम पञ्चदशोऽध्यायः।
धन्यवादः भगिनी, उत्तमम्।
धन्यवादः महोदय।
धन्यवादः। Yesterday we have seen up to this. Of course, the food is an activity in which we have to really study our own swabhava or our own. This is what is our actual nature that we have to study ourselves, because we don't know, because we have got so many prejudices and all those things are there, so we don't know what exactly is our disposition. So we have to, if you want to know that, you have to go through some actions only, activities. The activities, why do you do that activity? What is your intention to do that? So if you question those things, you will be able to know what is your disposition, how you react to things, how you respond to what's happening around. So for that, Bhagavan has taken 4 activities. One is this ahara, and in that he is telling about sattvic food, rajasic food, and tamasic food. So we can see how which one is suiting to people. So which is sattvic we have seen, which is the food which is very giving longevity, then health, nutrition, happiness while eating, and joy after we have eaten, no regrets while eating or after eating. So that kind of thing, which is also medicinal also. So that kind of food is, and also it is easily digestible, is and help in the healing process. That kind of food is sattvika food. So that is one kind. And then we will see the rajasic type of food, which is, we'll chant here. Katvam lalavana tushna tishna rucha vidahinaha ahara rajasasyeshtaha dukkha shokamaya pradaha. So this is the kind of food which is rajasic people. Oh, it's a rajasic food. That food is food which are bitter, katvam lamana, bitter, sour, then saline, labanam means saline, it is saline, over hot, atyushna, over hot, and then pungent, tikshna, and then dry, then and burning. They are liked by Rajasika likes such food. So ahara rajasasyeshtaha. They are productive of dukkha, pain, dukkha, shokam, and grief and disease. So this food is, these are the tastes of those food, and these are the results. Dukkham, shokam, grief, pain, grief, and also your disease also will be result of taking such food. So here, what we say is food loved by Rajasikas. Food has sharp flavors, excessively bitter, sour, salty, spicy, pungent, dry, or causing burning sensation in the tongue and stomach, and come under the Rajasic category. We need not avoid such food, but exercise caution when taking in excess. So this is kind of food that is liked by Rajasikas. Easy to assess the impact of such food. Causes dukkha, pain. Food can have a long-term impact on the body in the form of amaya. It's called amaya pradaha, that is disease. It can have a long-term effect. Taking such food, it will cause disease. And a Rajasic person will have a strong preference for such food. We have strong preference for such food. So we can say, but our nature is Rajasic nature, and food in a broader sense. The food is what we consume. In a broader sense, it refers also to intake of information. What we take through our eyes and ears, the information that we take, that is also a kind of food for our system, especially for antakarana, mind and all. It's a food. Whatever we see and whatever we hear, that also will affect us. So it's a violent movies, etc., inflict pain on mind. Violent movies. Some people are interested in seeing violent movies, horror movies, and all that inflict pain on the mind. So kind of television and internet content we consume can also reveal a lot about the texture of our faith. The kind of internet viewing we do, the television viewing we do, that also is a reflection or tells a lot about our taste, our texture of our faith. So this is the Rajasic type. Katvam, this is these two padas are combined. So here also we should, just like the previous sloka, we should chant it together. Because everything is in, all the tastes are involved here. Katva, sour, bitter, atyushna, tishna, ruksha, dahina. So all these things you combinedly we have to chant. I'll chant once again. Katvam lalavana tushna tikshna ruksha vidahinaha ahara rajasasyeshtaha dukkha shokamaya pradaha. We'll continue.
Lakshmi H.S. Bhagini.
Katvam lalavana tikshna ruksha vidahinaha.
Katvam lalavana tikshna ruksha vidahinaha. Katvam lalavana tikshna ruksha vidahinaha.
Ahara rajasasyeshtaha dukkha shokamaya pradaha.
Ahara rajasasyeshtaha dukkha shokamaya pradaha. Ahara rajasasyeshtaha dukkha shokamaya pradaha.
Uttam, better.
Malini Bhagini.
Katvam lalavana tikshna ruksha vidahinaha.
Katvam lalavana tushna ruksha vidahinaha. Katvam lalavana tushna ruksha vidahinaha.
Ahara rajasasyeshtaha dukkha shokamaya pradaha.
Ahara rajasasyeshtaha dukkha shokamaya pradaha. Ahara rajasasyeshtaha dukkha shokamaya pradaha.
Dukkha shoka amaya.
Okay.
This amaya is this. So dukkha shoka
Dukkha
amaya.
shokamaya pradaha.
So here, when you chant this dukkha, make h also let it be slightly heard. Dukkha.
Okay. Dukkha.
Dukkha.
दुःखशोकमयप्रदाः
Uttam.
शोकमयप्रदाः
Shokamaya.
शोकामयप्रदाः
Uttam.
Okay, I will practice.
Nagamani Bhagini.
Katvam lalabanatyu. Katvam lalabanatyushna tikshna ruksha vidahinaha.
कट्वं ललवणात्युष्णतीक्ष्णरूक्षविदाहिनः कट्वं ललवणात्युष्णतीक्ष्णरूक्षविदाहिनः
Ahara rajasashyeshtaha dukkha-shokamaya pradaha.
आहारा राजसस्येष्टाः दुःखशोकमयप्रदाः आहारा राजसस्येष्टाः दुःखशोकमयप्रदाः
Shokamaya pradaha.
दुःखशोकामयप्रदाः
Uttam. So
धन्यवादः
here also there will be a ditva will be there. Dukkha-shokamaya pradaha. There will be ditva will be here. Okay.
दुःखशोकमयप्रदाः दुःखशोकामयप्रदाः
Uttam.
धन्यवादः महोदय
Vinoda Bhagini.
Attvam lalabanatyushna tikshna ruksha vidahinaha.
कट्वं ललवणात्युष्णतीक्ष्णरूक्षविदाहिनः कट्वं ललवणात्युष्णतीक्ष्णरूक्षविदाहिनः
Ahara rajasashyeshtaha dukkha-shokamaya pradaha.
आहारा राजसासेष्टाः दुःखशोकामयप्रदाः आहारा राजसश्रेष्ठाः दुःखशोकामयप्रदाः
Uttam.
Raghunath Mahodaya.
Tattvam lalabanatyushna tikshna ruksha vidahinaha. Ahara rajasashyeshtaha dukkha-shokamaya pradaha.
कट्वं ललवणाप्युष्णतीक्ष्णरूक्षविदाहिनः आहारा राजसस्येष्टाः दुःखशोकामयप्रदाः
Uttam.
Sapna Bhagini.
कट्वं ललवणात्युक्ष्णतीक्ष्णरूक्षविदाहिनः आहारा राजसस्येष्टाः दुःखशोकामयप्रदाः
Here, did you chant Tushna or Tukshna? Tushna. Cut.
Oh, I'll repeat it again. कट्वं ललवणात्युष्णः sorry तुक्ष्ण I said sorry yes कट्वं ललवणात्युष्णतीक्ष्णरूक्षविदाहिनः आहारा राजसस्येष्टाः दुःखशोकामयप्रदाः
Uttam. Uttam. For the next sloka. Yatayamangatarasam Pute paryushitancha yat Uchishthamapi chamidhyam Bhojanantamasappriyam. So here a lot of this is there. Yatayamangatarasam. This ing will come. Tayamangatarasam Pute paryushitancha yat Paryushitancha yat Uchishthamapi chamidhyam Bhojanantam in will come. Bhojanantamasappriyam. So here, nature of wood, that is that which is stale, tasteless, stinking, cooked overnight, refuse and impure is the food liked by the tamasikas. So here, nature of wood dear to tamasic people. First quality is yatayamam. Yatayamam means yama is equal to 3 hours. 3 hours. Yatayama means which is beyond 3 hours. So food that cooked more than 3 hours ago is considered as yatayama or stale. So it should be consumed after cooking 3 hours within of cooking. We should take it. Otherwise, it is stale. That's considered stale. Yatayamam. Gatarasam. That is food that has lost essence or nutritional value. It has gone gatarasam. Puti. That is junk food, processed food, also food that has not been well cooked. So these are all qualities of food that is liked by Tamasika people. So Sri Krishna explicitly says putrid and rotten. Puti paryushitam chatat. So that is a fruit kept for long becomes colorless and it gets rotten. So such food. He specifically mentioned puti paryushitam. That is puti is putrid, and paryushitam means rotten. So he specifically mentions those things here. No one would like to think of it, but there are people who like it. Leftover food, last is amedhyam, means food that cannot be offered to deity for worship. That is amedhyam. So uchishtam means that has already been eaten by other people. So all this food is liked by Tamasic people. Having seen various categories of food, first step towards making antakarna sattvic is to watch what we eat. If we are habituated to extremely spicy food, we will not be able to stabilize the mind and also to make other parts also like other ways of life sattvic. So if food itself is asattvic, rajasic or tamasic, then we can be able to other areas of activity also sattvic. So food is the primary thing where we should be careful that other activities also will be sattvic. By adopting sattvic food, we can improve the texture of our personality. That is what the Bhagavan means here. So this is the tamasic people where the food liked by them. We will continue.
Hema Bhagini.
Yatayamam gatarasam.
Yatayamam gatarasam. Yatayamam gatarasam.
Puti paryushitam yat.
Puti paryushitam yat. Puti paryushitam yat.
Uchishtamapi chamedhyam.
Uchishtamapi chamedhyam. Uchishtamapi chamedhyam.
Bhojanam tamasa priyam.
Bhojanam tamasa priyam. Bhojanam tamasa priyam.
Vatsala Bhagini.
Yatayamam gatarasam.
Yatayamam gatarasam. Yatayamam gatarasam.
Puti paryushitam yat.
Bhuti paryushitam yat. Bhuti paryushitam yat.
Uchishtamapi chamedhyam.
Uchishtamapi chatmeyam. Uchishtamapi chatmeyam.
No. Uchishtamapi chamedhyam.
Uchishtamapi chametyam. Metyam. Uchishtamapi chametyam.
Dhyam. Mahaprana is there.
Uchishtamapi chametyam.
Bhojanam tamasa priyam.
Bhojanam tamasa priyam. Bhojanam tamasa priyam.
Bholap Mahodaya.
Yatayamam gatarasam. Puti paryushitam yat.
Yatayamam gatarasam. Puti paryushitam yat. Yatayamam gatarasam. Puti paryushitam yat.
Uchishtamapi chamedhyam. Bhojanam tamasa priyam.
उच्छिष्टमपि चामेध्यं भोजनं तामसप्रियम् उच्छिष्टमपि चामेध्यं भोजनं तामसप्रियम्
उत्तम
Hema Shriram Bhagini.
यातयामङ्गतरसं पूतिपर्युषितं च यत्
यातयामङ्गतरसं पूतिपर्युषितं च यत् यातयामङ्गतरसं पूतिपर्युषितं च यत्
उच्छिष्टमपि चामेध्यं भोजनं तामसप्रियम्
उच्छिष्टमपि चामेध्यं भोजनं तामसप्रियम् उच्छिष्टमपि चामेध्यं भोजनं तामसप्रियम्
Meenakshi Bhagini.
यातयामङ्गतरसं पूतिपर्युषितं च यत् उच्छिष्टमपि चामेध्यं भोजनं तामसप्रियम्
यातयामङ्गतरसं भूतिपर्युषितं च यत् उच्छिष्टमपि चामेध्यं भोजनं तामसप्रियम्
Lakshmi HS Bhagini.
यातयामङ्गतरसं पूतिपर्युषितं च यत् उच्छिष्टमपि चामेध्यं भोजनं तामसप्रियम्.
So after seeing the activity of food, Bhagavan is going next to the activity of worship, a kind of worship, sattvic worship, rajasic worship, and tamasic worship. Here, aphala kankshi bhir yajnaha vidhidrishto yajyade yashtavyameveti manaha Samathaya sa sattvikaha. So here, that yajna is sattvika, which is performed by no desire for fruit. Aphala kankshibhir yajna. Yajna where we don't expect any result and is done according Vithi Drishto Yajyade. Vithi Drishto, as per the scriptural provisions, it is conducted, that yajna is conducted with mind yashtavya meveti manaha, that is mind fixed on the yajna only. Mind fixed on the yajna only, not about the results or anything or fruits of that yajna. It is not done, and also as per the provisions, and it is done only for its own sake. Its own sake. We have to do that yajna. It is done for that its own sake and not for. This is what in this sattvika type of yajna. So the way in which adoration, worship is made to Almighty is another indicator of spiritual attainments. Three types of yajnas, types of sacrificial rituals or worship, so that we can analyze the texture of our faith, how we perform those yajnas, what intention, what is our ulterior motive for doing the yajna, questioning ourselves, we can know what is our faith. So yajnas are extremely elaborate rituals, and they can be reduced to three basic components. That is the offering, the flame, and the result. The three things. We know we do homas and all that. We do offering, we do ghee and other things. We do offering, and then the flame is there. So the sacrificial, the yajna flame is there, and the result. So your yajna is performed generally with a specific goal or result in mind, like longer life, or marriage of a daughter, or children's prosperity or children's education, and so on. So with those intentions in mind, these yajnas are usually done. So in today's age, symbolically, yajna refers to our interactions with any entity or object in the world and involves the same company. In the today's world, what is yajna? So in previous days, today yajna and all very few people are doing. So in the modern days, yajna is offering, that is action or job. We do some job for somebody or some service we do, and we get the flame. Flame is the recipient of our action. Whoever is benefited by our action is the flame. That is similar to the yajna, and result is we get some tangible result like money, or we get goodwill. We get goodwill from that action that we did, for the other one. The other one person benefited by our actions, and he rewarded us with either money or goodwill. So that way, this is the modern type of yajna. So as we saw earlier, three people can perform the same action in three different attitudes of Sattvika, Rajasika, and Tamasika. Sattvic person performs action driven by a sense of duty to a higher ideal without any selfish desire. Higher ideal is service to one's country, no expectation of any result from the recipient of the action. So that's that kind of service where it is done with no other ulterior motive except doing the work and for the benefit of everybody. Like an example, a soldier or a military person, he works for the country, but of course he will get his salary and all that for his survival. He has to survive, but no other ulterior motive is there. So without any ulterior motive, he does the work very effectively, and that is called Sattvic type of yajna in the modern terms. So in the previous days, it was done for something in mind, but even in that case, when if you do for some purpose, specific purpose, prosperity or something, and it is done with all the shastra rules, shastra, everything done with. Of course, you're expecting some results from that, but that is again, I feel it is legitimate because the shastra allows that. Shastra allows people to do yajna for specific purposes. So it is allowed by shastras, we can do that. So this is yajna, and of course we can. Some people, of course, we'll see when we come to the Rajasic, we'll see how they perform the yajna in a Rajasic manner. So this Sattvic manner. Sattvic manner is done with not other alternate motives, with specific thing, and also done with real. There is a complete, I could say, what I say is directness in that. There is nothing that is without, behind the skin, nothing is there. Behind the screen, nothing is there. Everything is done straightforward. So that is the yajna done by a Sattvika person. So we'll continue.
Meenakshi Bhagini.
Aphala kankshibhir yajnaha.
Aphalakankshibhiryajñah. Aphalakankshibhiryajñah.
Vidhidrishto ya ijyate.
Vidhidrishto ya ijyate. Vidhidrishto ya ijyate.
Yashtavyameveti manaha.
Yashtavyameveti manaha. Yashtavyameveti manaha.
Samadhaya sa sattvikaha.
Samadhaya sa sattvikaha. Samadhaya sa sattvikaha.
Pushpa Bhagini.
Apalakankshiphir-yajñah.
अफलाकाङ्क्षितिर्भिर्यज्ञः अफलाकाङ्क्षितिर्यज्ञः
विधिदृष्टो य युज्यते.
विधिदृष्टो य युज्यते विधिदृष्टो य युज्यते
यष्टव्यमेवेति मनः.
यष्टव्यमेवेति मनः यष्टव्यमेवेति मनः
समाधाय स सात्विकः.
समाधाय स सात्विकः समाधाय स सात्विकः
Ilavarasi Bhagini.
अफलाकाङ्क्षिभिर्यज्ञः विधिदृष्टो य युज्यते.
अफलाकाङ्क्षिभिर्यज्ञः विधिदृष्टो य युज्यते अफलाकाङ्क्षिभिर्यज्ञः विधिदृष्टो य युज्यते
यष्टव्यमेवेति मनः समाधाय स सात्विकः.
यष्टव्यमेवेति मनः समाधाय स सात्विकः यष्टव्यमेवेति मनः समाधाय स सात्विकः.
Padma Jagan Bhagini.
अफलाकाङ्क्षिभिर्यज्ञः विधिदृष्टो य युज्यते.
अपलाकाङ्क्षिभिर्यज्ञः विधिदृष्टो य युज्यते अपलाकाङ्क्षिभिर्यज्ञः विधिदृष्टो य युज्यते
यष्टव्यमेवेति मनः समाधाय स सात्विकः.
यष्टव्यमेवेति मनसः समादाय स सात्विकः यष्टव्यमेवेति मनसः समादाय स सात्विकः
यष्टव्यमेवेति मनः.
मनः ओके ओके यष्टव्यमेव
Anasuya Bhagini.
अफलाकाङ्क्षिभिर्यज्ञः विधिदृष्टो य युज्यते. यष्टव्यमेवेति मनः समाधाय स सात्विकः.
अफलाकाङ्क्षिभिर्यज्ञः विधिदृष्टो य युज्यते यष्टव्यमेवेति मनः समाधाय स सात्विकः.
Raghunath Mahodaya.
अफलाकाङ्क्षिभिर्यज्ञः विधिदृष्टो य युज्यते यष्टव्यमेवेति मनः समाधाय स सात्विकः.
विधिदृष्टो.
ओके विधिदृष्टो. अफलाकाङ्क्षिभिर्यज्ञः विधिदृष्टो य युज्यते.
Go to next sloka. So we'll go to see how the Rajasic people do this. Api santhaya tu phalam dambharthamapi chaivayat ijyate bharata shrestha tayyajñau viddhi rajasam. So here api santhaya. This santhaya is anuswara. So one this is santhi is coming. Sandhaya. You should api sandhaya. Not samdhaya, sandhaya. So phalam here pada is ending. Dambhartham api chaivayat ijyate bharata shrestha. Then stopping here. Tayyajñau viddhi. Tayyajñau viddhi rajasam. Viddhi rajasam means know that it is rajasic. So attitude with which a Rajasic person performs actions. He always thinks, what is in it for me? In each and every action, he thinks, what is in it for me? Personal gain is uppermost in him, interested in the impression created by his action in others and how it will benefit him. From that action, how it will benefit him, the impression he creates on others, by which he can gain something, that sort of attitude with which a Rajasic person will conduct yajnas. Actions performed only for name and fame, show, that is dambham, dambhartham api chaivayat. Ijjade bhatasra tayyajnam vidhim rajasam. Apisandhaya tu phalam. They're expecting results. And also for showing off, dambhartham api, name and fame. So that is always, there is an ulterior motive in his doing yajna. So that is the Rajasic type of yajnam that is doing. So that is what is meant here in this sloka. We'll continue.
Nagamani Bhagini.
Abhisandhayatu phalam.
Abhisandhayatu phalam. Abhisandhayatu phalam.
Dambharthamapi chaivayat.
Dambharthamapi chaivayat. Dambharthamapi chaivayat.
Ijyate bharata shrestha.
Ijyate bharata shrestha. Ijyate bharata shrestha.
Tayyajnau vidhi rajasam.
Tayyajnau vidhi rajasam. Tayyajnau vidhi rajasam. Dhanyawad.
Varalakshmi Bhagini.
Apisandhayatu phalam.
Abhisantayatu balam. Abhisantayatu balam.
Dambharthamapi chaivayat.
Dampartamabichayavad. Dampartamabichayavad.
Chaivayat.
Okay. Dampartamabichayavad.
Chaivayat.
Chaiva no sir. Chaivayat. Abhisantayatu balam. Dampartamabichayvayat.
Ijjate bharata shrestha.
Ijjate parada shrestha. Ijjate parada shrestha.
Tayyajnau vidhi rajasam.
Tayyajnau vidhi rajasam. Tayyajnau vidhi rajasam.
Devi Chitra Bhagini.
Apisandhayatu phalam. Dambharthamapi chaivayat.
Abhisandhayatu palam. Dambharthamapi chaivayat. Abhisandhayatu palam. Dambharthamapi chaivayat.
Ijyate bharata shrestha. Tayyajnau vidhi rajasam.
Ijjate bharata shrestha. Tayyajnau vidhi rajasam. Ijjate bharata shrestha. Tayyajnau vidhi rajasam.
Bharata shrestha.
Bharata shrestha.
Shrestha.
Bharata shrestha.
Shra will there. Shrestha.
Shrestha.
Sa, sha, both are there. So we have to use sha. Shrestha.
Shrestha.
Kanchana Bhagini.
Apisandhayatu phalam. Dambharthamapi chaivayat. Ijjate bharata tayyajnau vidhi rajasam.
Abhisandhayatu phalam. Dambharthamapi chaivayat. Ijjate bharata shrestha. Tayyajnau vidhi rajasam.
Padma Vishwanathan Bhagini.
Abhisandhayatu phalam. Dambharthamapi chaivayat. Ijyate bharata shrestha. Tayyajnau vidhi rajasam.
We'll go to the next sloka. Vidhihi namasrishtanam Mandrahinam dakshinam Shraddha virahita yajnam Tamasam parichakshate. Now, tamasic people who do this yajna. So, attitude of tamasic individuals towards action using the symbolism of sacrificial ritual. So, this is Bhagavan is taking instances where we can determine the kind of nature we have, whether it is rajasic, tamasic, or sattvic. So totally, in these tamasic people totally disregard shastra or scripture. No thought as to the consequence of the action of oneself to oneself or to others. They don't think about the consequences. Done without planning, performed haphazardly, falls into this category. So no distribution of food. Mantrahinam, mantrahinam, saddha vidhihinam, asrishtanam. No distribution of food. Claims results of actions are their own and ensures no one else gains. The results of the action will be taken by them only, will be and they will be denying anything to others. So tamasic attitude does not respect or listen to advice of senior people, referred to as priests. So actions performed with lack of faith, performed for wrong reasons. Someone told us to do, you do this, I'm doing this, I don't know why I'm doing, but he told me to do that kind of thing. Doing it grudgingly and not putting heart into it, and not involving himself. That is all tamasic type of lifeless thing. So here, all good acts are conducive to public welfare, and in fact are emphatically enjoined the Shastras. Shastras say all acts which are done conducive to public welfare. So therefore, may be undertaken without consulting the Shastras also, because here we assume that they don't know, they are unaware of Shastra provisions. But this person is doing it because it's a good thing to do, and also it will welfare of all people. So harmful things prohibited by scriptures are definitely one should avoid. And also beings depend on food for their existence. So a voluntary distribution of it is therefore a mark of consideration and regard for beings. You give food, distribution of food after a puja or something is something done because everybody needs food. So this good thing, cherishing being with food, and that is giving bhojanam is good because you are nourishing or wishing for them better life, also better things. So that is it's a form of worship to Almighty. And mantras are indications of determination, because in any mantra, anything you do some sankalpa before that. So that sankalpa is very important, because it is making us do things which are elevating. So mantra is always done for some good purpose. So because if there is no mantra, then these such things will not happen. Mantra, with the mantra only, it has more effect. And gifts, the yajna who are come, we have to give them gifts. It's a sort of service. Gifts are made to deserving people and for good causes. You have to give them gifts. That is also important. And above all, undertaking any yajna needs shraddha. That is not for show purpose or anything, for general welfare, general people's welfare. So Tamasiga people undertake all these yajnas without any such considerations, and without any involvement, without any mantras or dakshina or food gifts or anything. So that is all tamasic type of yajna, doing yajna. So we have seen sattvic type of yajna, rajasic type of yajna, and also tamasic type of yajna. Continue.
Nagamani Bhagini.
Nitihi namasrishtannam.
Vidhihi namasrishtannam. Vidhihi namasrishtannam.
Mantrahina madakshinam.
Mantrahina madakshinam. Mantrahina madakshinam.
Shraddha virahita yajnam.
Shraddha virahita yajnam. श्रद्धाविरहितं यज्ञं
तामसं परिचक्षते
तामसं परिचक्षते तामसं परिचक्षते। धन्यवादः महोदय।
घोलप् महोदय।
विहीनमसृष्टान्नं
विधिहीनमसृष्टान्नं विधिहीनमसृष्टान्नं
मन्त्रहीनमदक्षिणम्
मन्त्रहीनमदक्षिणं मन्त्रहीनमदक्षिणं
श्रद्धाविरहितं यज्ञं
श्रद्धाविरहितं यज्ञं श्रद्धाविरहितं यज्ञं
तामसं परिचक्षते
तामसं परिचक्षते तामसं परिचक्षते।
सप्ना भगिनी।
विधिहीनमसृष्टान्नं मन्त्रहीनमदक्षिणम्
विधिहीनमसृष्टान्नं मन्त्रहीनमदक्षिणं विधिहीनमसृष्टान्नं मन्त्रहीनमदक्षिणं
श्रद्धाविरहितं यज्ञं तामसं परिचक्षते
श्रद्धाविरहितं यज्ञं तामसं परिचक्षते श्रद्धाविरहितं यज्ञं तामसं परिचक्षते।
पद्मा जगन भगिनी।
विधिहीनमसृष्टान्नं मन्त्रहीनमदक्षिणम्
पद्मा जगन भगिनी। मीनाक्षी भगिनी।
विधिहीनमसृष्टान्नं मन्त्रहीनमदक्षिणं श्रद्धाविरहितं यज्ञं तामसं परिचक्षते।
रघुनाथ महोदय।
विधिहीनमसृष्टान्नं मन्त्रहीनमदक्षिणं श्रद्धाविरहितं यज्ञं तामसं परिचक्षते
विधिहीनमसृष्टान्नं मन्त्रहीनमदक्षिणं श्रद्धाविरहितं यज्ञं तामसं परिचक्षते। धन्यवाद।
हेमा भगिनी।
विधिहीनमसृष्टान्नं मन्त्रहीनमदक्षिणं श्रद्धाविरहितं यज्ञं तामसं परिचक्षते।
Uttam, well said, Bhavani. So we have seen now two aspects, activities we have seen. One is ahara, the food that we intake, and also the way we worship, our yajna we do, the way how Rajasic, Tamasic, and the Sattvic people do. We have seen two aspects. Two more are there, and that is tapas and dana. We will take up the next class. We'll just chant the slokas that we did today. Katvam lalavana tushna tikshna ruksha vidahinaka ahara rajasasyeshtaha tuhka shokamaya pradaha yatayamangatarasam uti paryushitanchayat uchishtamapi chamidhyam bhojanantamasa-priyam aphala kankshibhir yajnaha Vidhidrishto yajyate yashtavyameveti manaha samadhaya sasatvikaha apisandhayatu phalam dambharthamapi chaivayat yajyate bharata shrestha tayyajnyau vidhirajasam vidhihinamsrishtannam mandrahinamadakṣinam Shraddha virahita yajñam tamasam parichakshate. Samapayamaha. Will conclude with the Shanti mantra. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Dhanyavadaga. Punah milamaka. Ram Ram Ram.
ధన్యవాదాలు.